Hello everyone! Welcome to another house building video on The Sims 3. So today we are yet again in the beautiful town of Aluna Island, and as I mentioned before, I intend to build a whole lot of lots in this world to fill it up, because it's a very good world and it would be a shame to just be empty. And yeah, so we're building a bachelor pad. It has one bedroom, for a bachelor. It is intended for a guy sim. But if you have like a more manly girl, it can work too. I just don't think that most of the house fits a girl. Doesn't have too many girl stuff, and it doesn't have a whole lot of storage and wardrobe space. Yeah, it's a very small house. It's right in the corner. It's a privileged location, and I do have to say that my inspiration was like a fixer-upper. You know, like the house has been built over times, by a poor family, and then someone just came along, bought the whole house, and turned it more modern. You know, that happens a lot. So that's the reason of the very odd shape, odd layout, and the mix with the old windows and the very modern, bright, big new windows, and the big balcony, typical of a Victorian house. And yeah, that's what I went for. Wood panelings on the top in one of the walls, because yeah, as I told you, it was a fixer-upper. It was a poor people's house. They had the house built on wood, and they went and enlarged it to their needs. A more bricky feel, you know? Yeah, it's a more robust feel than a colored tower, because I had to have a tower in the corner of the street, and it actually gives a lot of good views from the bedroom that it's in the tower. And yeah, it's a nice tower. Here I'm just messing up with the color schemes of the doors and windows and everything. Everything was made by hand. Could have been smarter, but I wasn't thinking that time. The house turned out to be a little bit expensive for what I intended. It was supposed to be a starter home, but it ended up in between 100 and 150,000 simoleons, so that's not good. You'll probably have to save a lot to get this house. And a nice feature that I tried to include, and I think successfully did, is I only have base content in this house, so you shouldn't have any problem if you don't have store content or expansions. Yeah, I seriously hope that I did everything right and that you can have this house no problem. Here I'm just changing the floors outside because I wanted it to fit in with the rest of the world, and since it's that sidewalk a little beigey tone, I turned it beige. Now we're just jumping right into furnishing and coloring the walls. I'm here just putting on tiles in the kitchen, white tiles, easy to clean, a nice stone feature in one of the walls, and applying a nice hardwood floor, again with custom, I forgot the word. God damn it. Never mind, we're still building. Changing the layout once again, because it was really tricky to work there. And get in the kitchen. I just jump from here to there and here to there, as what I want to do is what I do. I guess that's the best way to describe it. I try to include tall cupboards, yeah, or storage space, but it would interfere with the windows, and that's why I decided not to, and created instead a little more like an island. That's not really an island because it's separated from the living room with a half wall. You do have your trash compactor and your washing machine, but I did include a trash can because, at least here it's normal. We don't have trash compactors. The microwave and the mixer, the blender, the coffee machine, all the appliances should be base game. I think they are all. I try to filter my objects, and funny fact, I try to use as much as the normal snapping points of the objects, using the old keys, but not to move objects on. And I try the house, even though everything is a little bit squeezed, the Sims can walk everywhere. They don't get glitched in anywhere, so it should be fine. There should be nothing to worry about. Now, this is a more girly touch in the kitchen and all over the house. I did put some curtains, some half curtains, because it's like you don't need to blind all of the curtains, and you have a little bit more privacy. In the large windows that we just went really fast, it's like those blinds that are outside of houses. That's what I try to recreate, and it ended up nicely. Doesn't work because curtains in The Sims 3 don't work really, but it ended up nice. Now I'm just laying carpet. I was trying to make the Deligracy carpet, and I decided not to and went with another approach, and I think it turned out better. As you see, I went with the white vibe of furniture, like typical IKEA furniture, because I tried to make the house look new, but still not that what? I don't even know. Not that expensive, that's the word I'm looking for. Just adding some lights, in the kitchen you need bright lights, you don't need fancy lights hanging from the ceiling that look all industrial. That's for fancy people with lots of money, but for practicality, normal lights suit just fine. Now I'm just messing around with the lights everywhere, trying to make the house cozy and bright at the same time, because I didn't want my house to glow in the night like most of my houses do. So I try to use as little lights as possible, and to use the bedside table lights, and the lights on walls, and the ones that go on the ground. Sorry, my phone just fell. Oops. And yeah, those lights are way less bright than the ceiling lights, and give a much more cozy feel to the Bachelor pad. You had to have a TV, a TV and a console, as I said Before it's supposed to be for a guy. So, as far as I know, most guys like to have their games and all the electronics, and here just playing a little bit with some pictures over the television. And now I'm just jumping right into the... This is a master suite, but it's the only bedroom, but it's still a suite because you do have your own independent bathroom. I went with the same scheme as the kitchen, but I just changed the color scheme. And I here divide all the spaces, so each independent space doesn't interact much with the next one, which can be a pain in terms of smells and fumes and a whole lot of things that happen in the bathroom. The shower can be used. I tried it. Don't worry about the curtains, it's not gonna glitch the Sims. I tried to put a mirror, but I decided not to, because that would probably glitch the Sims inside of the shower. And inside of bathrooms, it's like in kitchens, you do need light. You don't need cozy stuff, you need light, basically. So I just went with very bright lights in the ceiling, so everything is well lit up. Now we're in the master bedroom, and I'm just going through... I just don't... I don't remember the name. That's the thing I'm not remembering. Oh well. Again, with the typical IKEA furnish, I do see those beds a lot in IKEA when I go there, with the nice sheets and covers and everything that makes your home, with a nice color scheme and a shelf for your awards, and wherever you need to put on a shelf, it should be usable. Not really. Most of shelves are not used in The Sims. That one should not be an exception. The thing that most people will think it's a little bit too girly is I have a lot of rugs, because rugs are really nice for your feet when you're walking around barefoot on your house. It feels very soft, and I like walking around with bare feet in my house, because in theory your floor should be clean. In theory. Here I went with the legacy mismatched chairs, and yeah, she has a lot of good ideas, and I have to say I copy most of them sometimes. Now I'm basically just copying the design of the upstairs bathroom to the downstairs, but larger, with the bathtub. It's a service bathroom, but if you have visits, it's a very nice bathroom for them, because they have a shower and they have a bathtub. And that's probably where you will be spending your wild nights. Am I right? No? Okay. Sorry. Here it took me like ages to figure out the desk I wanted to use. And I ended up doing exactly what I wanted, which was an L-shaped brain fart an L-shaped desk. And yeah, in fact the Sims can go inside and use the computer, because I've tried it. It should not be a problem, because I did not snap with move objects on. It was snap... okay. It wasn't too much, I just didn't use the Alt key, so they do have the space to move around. Now we're going outside just to take care of the balcony, which is probably the selling point of this house. And yes, I did have some struggle remembering the move objects cheat, because I had to put a car parking space there and it wouldn't let me. I didn't do the calculations right in the beginning. Oh, the roof! So many roofs to choose from. I tried every roof, and I don't think I'm still happy with it. And the heights, I kept changing the heights. It was a funny experience. Now I'm just railing the outside areas, and yeah, basically that's it. Uh, for a moment my computer froze, and that's why I didn't do anything. I was praying for it to not crash. Here I'm using a little bit of dirt for, the plants, the roses, and typical garden plants. Here is what I think that might be not base game content, and that's what I'm scared of, because I do tend to get lost in the plant world because it's my favorite part to do the landscaping, and I just start using everything, but it does seem that I'm not using any other content than base content, so I really hopes that it does work. Just adding more landscaping, some bushes, and putting dirt in the corners and places where you typically walk, or where the rain falls through, from the sides of the houses. The Sim Supply taught me that, and I use that in my houses every time I can. I'm sorry, I'm just enjoying the construction. It's still hard for me, this life. I'm used to just watch and not talk, and now I have to talk. Now I'm just putting the last barbecue set, the table and the barbecue, a trash can, and that will conclude the let's build, the speed build. We'll just go to the screenshots and the moving. It's beautiful when you walk through the street. So magical. You can see right into the kitchen, gliding through the porch. It's a very nice house. It's a very nice starter home for a millionaire. Up there you can see the latest house, the collab house with Paperhead, and we're just gonna go inside because that's what we want to. We're just gonna see the inside like a normal human being right through the door. Oh my gosh! Oh, I forgot. I have like a library space. You can read. The idea was like, you bought so much furniture in the IKEA that you didn't have a place to put it because your house is too small, so you just dump it in the foyer or your main entrance, and yeah, it's a reading nook. The beautiful, in my opinion, a beautiful blue kitchen. I do enjoy it. Now we're just snapping to the dining room because we need to see it too. You can actually entertain 6 people, which is very good for a bachelor pad. We're just glitching through a wall, walking through the main hallway, and just right into the kitchen. No, not the kitchen, sorry. Just right into the bathroom, which is dark because it's just rising. The sun is rising and the lights are off. As you can see, we had visits and they brought their makeup. Oh, we're just gliding. We're just gliding from I don't like this glitch. I don't know what it is, but my objects kept disappearing and I was freaking out. But everything's okay in the end. You can see the bedroom, even though it's snapping, but you can see how it turned out. Sims can go either way of the bed, nothing will happen. Now we're just laying down on the bed and falling asleep. And now we're probably gonna get rubber banded to downstairs and just... Nope. First we're gonna see the bathroom. Everything is separated, everything is usable. And now we're just going outside, enjoying the views of Aluna's Island. What a magical place to live, and that it is. Look the views. This is gonna be a very nice place to live. Now we're just entering through the side doors to the garden, gliding, watching inside of the house, through the barbecue area. And take one last shot outside, hopefully. Just the car. It's a very nice car, probably the most expensive thing in the house. That's why the house is so expensive. Just covering ourselves because it might rain. You need to take caution about that. You might get sick. And if I'm not mistaken, with that we'll conclude our speed build. The link to download this house will be down below, and I sincerely hope you've liked it. And if you want to, go ahead and subscribe, leave a like, a rating, whatever you want to do. Just don't send hate, that's never helpful, you know. And I sincerely hope you have a nice time. We're just moving away from the house slowly. And I will see you next time. Bye.